Hello everyone, Print String here. Just thought I'd talk you through how to get set up on the P4Setup. Apologies if this tutorial's a bit rubbish, I haven't done one for a while and I've got a bit of a cold, so I don't really like talking. Anyway, basically you go on, open up your web browser and go to the P4Setup client website and then just scroll down and then select Windows and then your platform, and then the version doesn't matter, it'll automatically give you the latest one anyway, and then click download. And then once you've downloaded and installed the program, it should come up looking like this. So basically this here is the address for my server, which I've got set up on another computer. So this is the one that you need to type in. Your usernames will be whatever usernames you send to me, as well as the password. Obviously I've already put my password in once already, so it's not asking me for it again. When you first start, you need to set up a new workspace. So I'll show you through doing that quickly. So you basically give it a name. And then here where it says workspace root, this is going to be wherever you want the files to be on your computer. So here I've already created one, but if you wanted to create a new one, you can just go there and then new folder. So I'll just select the one I've already made and then click OK. So basically this is saying create a new workspace, this is going to be the name, and this is where it's going to be stored. And then just here, just make sure these are all ticked and then click OK. So this is basically taking you onto it. Now I think when you first start up, you might not have anything open. So what I normally do is here, so what you want is a workspace tree. You want to see the pending change lists, submitted change lists, workspaces, history. So basically pending is going to be any changes that anyone's working on will come up here, that you're working on will come up here. So every time you make changes to a file or open something or edit something, it'll come up here. Submitted is basically a history of all the ones that have been done so far. So here you can see this was the initial upload of the project. Workspaces, this is obviously showing my workspace, but once a few of you have set them up, they normally come up here and you can filter it by people's workspaces. But I mean, workspaces is more for me to see really, not you guys won't really need to mess around with this. And then history is the same thing, it just say time of upload, who uploaded it, and obviously comments. So this is the first time. Another thing I recommend is, I think if you go to edit preferences and go down to login, and what you want to do is have this show P4 command output for file operations. And then also up here, see there, click log, and what this will do is to bring up a log thing down here, similar to how the output log in Unreal works. So anytime things are transferring across to the server, it will come up down here. Right, so first things first, whenever you're working, always make sure you're in your workspace view, because this is the depot and it's like the actual files. So if you was to go on here and for instance click delete, then you could actually delete it off the server. So you've always got to be careful and make sure you're in this view. So this is, imagine this is the first time we've started up the project. So all you'd have to do is come up here, make sure that's selected and click get latest. And then as you can see here, it's starting to download the files across from the server. So obviously the first time you do it, it's going to take quite a while depending on your internet connection. But after that each one will get quicker and quicker because you're only downloading the changes. But obviously the first setup was going to take quite a while. I'm just going to leave this running because I can't be bothered to edit the videos, and so if you get to this point and you just want to skip ahead, I'm just going to sit and wait. Okay, so welcome back. So basically that's all finished downloading now to the server, and then what you've got to do is just click this one and it'll open up the project. Might take a little while because my computer seems to be a bit slow when I'm recording. Oh, never mind. Right, so what you want to do is come up here to where it says source control and connect, and then we just select P4Setup. And then here's when we put in the server details, the same as before when you put in the server details when you open this up. So this would be 178.62.81.120, and then I think it's colon 1666, and then obviously you put your username the same as on the other one. I just check mine, actually I've forgotten it. Yeah. And then when you click on this one, as you can see there, it should say available workspaces. If you haven't got this, normally it means you haven't opened up a P4Setup, so you always have to make sure this is logged in first before you log into the Unreal one. So click there and it will automatically fill out the settings. Click accept. So now as you can see, it's all green up here and we're actually connected to source control. And then when you right click, where is it? Oh yeah, so down here, so you can see it's working. So for example, let's say I wanted to edit this file, so you could come down here and check out, and it gives you the option. But normally, because it's connected now, normally when we make changes to something, it should automatically filter through. So let's try doing something. Let's just test. So we're just going to add a new blueprint. Test. And you see there it's got a question mark. But normally when you save, you see that little plus, that means basically it's going to should be added now to the change list. So if you go back over here now in pending, click refresh, you can see there that test new blueprint ability system test.uasset, because we just made that new blueprint file. So basically now, say we wanted to save that new file we just made, we just literally click submit and then it would transfer across to the depot. Well, obviously I don't want to do that, but that's basically it. So it's all connected, and the same like when you delete and then click save, you refresh and see now it's gone. So that's basically it. But if anyone has any questions, then let me know. I think Mr. Video is going to set up a P4Setup channel, so if you have any questions you can just post in there. The one main thing you've always got to remember to do is, let me just do that file again. Alright, so always got to make sure, see here we've got changes. If I was to log out now, then anyone else that logs into P4Setup and tries to work on the game, they basically won't be able to check out this file because it'll be locked. So if you look on here, if we go into content, ability system, see that test you asset, that'll be locked and no one else will be able to use it. So whenever you log out for the day, you've either got to make sure you submit, which upload it to the depot, or if you've made a mistake or you've done some work and you don't want to use it, you don't want to save it, just click here, click revert, and then it would delete it. Just as long as you haven't got anything here in this pending bit, it's all good and you can log out, because otherwise it'll cause everyone lots of problems. Right, so that's all done. So I'll just quickly show you what I've done so far. It doesn't look like a lot, but basically I've just obviously neatened up the content browser. So This is all the ability system in one place, so these are the current abilities I've done. So basic attack, cancel, and this was just the first test ability I've done. Don't really need that anymore, so I'll delete that. Obviously this is the blueprint, so this is just the test character I'm using. This is the playing controller and the temporary game mode. This is the maps folder. Obviously at the moment it's just the default UE4 map with test new height. And then down here is where I've started building out the C++ classes that we need. So we've just got the base character and the base player controller, and these blueprints here are basically inherited from them classes. So there you can see the native parent class is new height player controller, which is basically that one, and the character's inheriting from this one because I've just done a little bit of stuff in the background. And then just game wise, this is where we're up to at the minute. So I need a new editor window. So obviously all I've done at the moment is very basic, so I've just got all the basic movement strafing, and it's all replicated, and I've done the health bars. I haven't done the jump yet. And then if you press 2 on the keyboard, it'll take the health down, so you can just see that the health bar's updating. I think it's taken off 25 health every time. And then just left mouse button, as you can see, doing a 2-hit combo, so it plays one animation and then a different animation, and that's all replicated. Or if I just stand there and hold the button, it'll just keep playing it over and over. And then I've also set it up so if you're moving, it would just, so you can move at the same time as hitting, which is how they've got it set up. But if you're standing still, it'll play the full whole body animation. But if you're moving, it just play the melee twist. So that's basically it so far.